What is up, Bannock folks? Welcome back to ye old channel. I'm here with Sir Philip, the Black Knight of Doom.
And I'm here with the mother yeast.
That's me. I'm the mother of all yeast. All your bread is because of me. I'm pretty excited to jump into this one with you. This is a band that you've incessantly talked about since hearing about them. You got me into them. I was hyped when their album came out. I've been rooting for these guys. We're talking about Durry, you guys. This is a brother and sister band, am I correct?
Yeah, that's
That
correct.
very, very cool dynamic. Go ahead.
hmm
I wanted to say, like, you're the one who really seems to have sunk your teeth into this band huge. So why don't you give a little background on this band?
Yeah, so Durry is their last name.
Okay.
Austin, and I am the sister name is slipping me right now, but Austin Durry, and they're a super cool band. They kind of came across my TikTok feed, and they had a single out called "Big Boy," and it was all about this guy being like this really
Tall.
tall guy, and
Mm-hmm.
like just all the woes that
A very
happen
relatable
with.
thing for me and you.
And then, they put out Suburban Legend, which
Mm-hmm.
was actually on one of my top rated records of last year that came out. I really like that record. In fact, I bought their exclusive copy that they put out in it looks like an N64 cartridge, but it's actually, you take it apart and it's their tape that they ended up
So sick.
signing, which is super cool. And you got, yeah, super cool. Yeah, I love Durry, and a new song. I can't wait. And especially a new video. These guys are really good at capturing visuals and doing really authentic things. His voice is so cool sounding.
Mm-hmm. It reminds me of when I heard the front bottoms for the first time, and you're like, oh, like
hmm
he's really singing with his talking voice. You know what I mean? Like it adds so much personality to it when you like it's I don't know. For anyone who does vocals, you can kind of understand it always feels like this mission to get as far away from your own talking voice as possible. You know what I mean? At least I've always
hmm
found that with my vocals. I'm always trying to not sound the way I do when I speak. So to really really lean into your own voice like that is it's commendable, and I think it's really difficult to do as an artist. Yeah, this band just oozes personality, so I'm sure this will be super fun. This they almost give me the same energy of like a band like 100 Gex, you know what I mean? But with a very different, more like folk punky sound.
hmm
Not even folk
hmm
punky. I think it's more pop. I don't know. It's fun. It's fun, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
Fun folk. Is that a thing? Folk isn't always a bummer, right?
folk with a U.
Yoke?
Folk.
Yoke?
Yoke.
That's folk with a U, right? Yolk. What
Yeah,
letter are
I
we
mean
replacing?
the O.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying, oh, in agree. This is falling apart. We are having a failure of communication here. So we are just going to get into the music video. That just seems easier at this point.
Everybody always says the kids grow up too fast.
I'm sorry. I have to immediately bring up the Trogdor tattoo.
What? There was a Trogdor
He
tattoo? I
has
didn't even see it.
Trogdor tattooed on his leg. Here, let me go back
Oh
for
my
you.
god.
Look.
The Burninator.
He
Yeah.
has the Burninator Man, how can someone so much younger than us have been exposed to such strange media like that? It's so
Oh,
interesting.
maybe he's not that young. Hey, I
Maybe
mean,
he looks
maybe
young. He looks
an
great.
N64 controller or
Yeah,
cartridge,
but I
right?
wonder if
So,
it's a nostalgia thing. They have a very young sound, so it just always translated to me as young, but you could be right.
hmm
Understanding when you're older, it's still not making sense. I've been living in the basement, waiting for my chance to grow out of it. But I can't. We'll be teenagers
think I need to eat my words, because this song definitely seems to be about being like a dude in your 30s who still is into all the hobbies you had when you were young.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this song feels like hyper emotional for what it's talking about too. It's like making me I'm not like teary or anything, but it's giving me that same sort of like emotional vibe. You know what I mean? Like they're
mm-hmm,
hitting a really nice emotional beat just through the synth leads and like the guitar and the delivery. Like the lyrics aren't sad at all, but there's this like tonality to it that just sounds so emotive. It's really cool. Like most of their music
mm-hmm,
is so upbeat typically, so this is really interesting.
mm-hmm. Yeah, this is sad sounding, and it reminds me of growing up in my parents' basement. And actually, you're reminding me of a moment that I had earlier today. I was feeding Parker dinner. It was just the two of us, and I had like my music on shuffle, and a song came on that my dad used to play on our cottage trips when I was like super young. And then I just had a moment like when I was super young, and then I just kind of like reflected back, and like here I
Mm-hmm.
am now, a dad feeding my son. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was a whole moment. So uh, yeah, no, it's interesting, and I don't know why I brought that up for this music video, but here we are getting
It's
emotional.
because that no,
So
it's because the song is doing exactly what the intended vibe is, which is incredible. Yeah, and shout out to your basement, dude. Your basement was pivotal to a good chunk of the music scene, basically. Like,
Commitments now, it's getting harder to plan. Every day I'm playing dress up. I go to work and play pretend that I grew out of it, but I can't. We'll be teenagers forever, but not forever young. Always on the cusp of growing up, but it's never quite enough. When do I start locking girls? When does college start paying off? When am I done dreaming of what I'll be when I grow? I'll never afford a backyard or a kid, the kind of life I grew up with in the cold suburbs of Minnesota, making no sense to me.
hi, Onyx.
Somebody's locked up tight behind another trust fund kid. Out of sight, out of mind, out of opportunities. I wouldn't call it purgatory, but it might as well be.
man, this is kind of wild. Like again, like I brought it up earlier when I paused, but like the emotional resonance this song is hitting is like
Mm-hmm,
it really like, and maybe it's something about being like a dude like in your like mid 30s, but like it's really like it's this is having an effect on me, brother. Like this song
mm-hmm.
is like really captivating. This is like the most compelled I've ever been listening to their music. Like this has got its claws in me.
Mm-hmm. This is like really speaking to me. It's really saying some lyrics to me, going like, "Wow, I could burst out into tears right in this moment." Like this
Yeah, and
is,
it's like an unexplainable emotion too. Like it's
mm-hmm,
because again, it's not like directly sad. He's not like lamenting the loss of time. He's just noticing it and being aware
mm-hmm,
of it. It's and I wasn't expecting to get this deep on this episode, but like I've spent a big chunk of my life wondering when I'm gonna stop being scared to die. And I'm not there
right,
yet, but I definitely think about it a lot less. And this song is making me remember the feeling of being scared to die, because there's so
mm-hmm,
many things on such large scales and such minuscule scales that I enjoy, and I don't want it to end. You know what I mean? It's man, I'm just sitting thinking about this right now, because that's the place the song is bringing me to. Like this is,
yeah,
man,
and
shout
and
out. It's
and
crazy.
this is super cool. Yeah, and sonically, this is kind of giving me like Post Malone vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is like, you know what I mean? Like this is hitting a bunch of cool marks sonically. This is like something that you could hear being played on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super sick.
I love the way they use her voice too. Like they
Mm-hmm.
fight the
Mm-hmm.
urge to turn her up too much, and she just becomes this very thin accentuation of certain lines and stuff. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
you barely hear her in a way that makes the mix really cool. This is man,
Mm-hmm.
I can see why you got so into these guys. This is so interesting and like this is like I wasn't expecting to get in my feels watching a music video tonight,
No,
so
neither was I. I thought this was going to
I
be a
thought it was going
fun
to be fun as
music.
hell. Even with the name, I really thought it was just going to be like this. But it's really about that, like, that desire for, like, arrested development. Like, I don't, like,
Mm-hmm.
because again, even writing a song like this in your 30s, I always had it in my head. Like, even nowadays, I have it in my head that, like, there's, like, this cutoff date for when you're supposed to make certain types of music or when, you know what I mean? Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to, like, be this, like, imagined version of maturity that you picture when you're younger. It's like when you're 20 you think 30 is so old and then like you're always shocked when people say they're 30 when you're in your 20s, right? Because you're like, what? Because you expect them to look 50 and stuff. Like the way we perceive time is so interesting. And once you start to hit this sort of middle of the road area, things like this just become so present and you become so aware of them. And yeah, this is beautiful. This got me all sorts of mixed up.
Yeah, that was cool. The D&D figures, the Bionicles, the I think that was what Crazy Bones. I think at one point.
Oh man, I had Crazy Bones back in the day, son.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know if we can add up more to what we've already said. This is a fantastic song.
Mm-hmm.
Durry, you did it again.
This band
If there's
is
any,
criminal. I was just looking at the views and stuff on this and their subscriber count and stuff. This band is criminally underrated. This is
mm-hmm,
crazy. This band should like this is such an accessible sound too.
mm-hmm,
And there's
mm-hmm,
so much personality in this. Like I don't think like oh, how do I articulate what I was going to say? I think we live in a time now. We live in a society. I think we live in a time now where more than ever it doesn't feel like all music is art. You know what I mean? It feels like some music is just music. It's just there to
mm-hmm,
to to make you shake your ass or bang your head or whatever. And this is like a heart-wrenching display of vulnerability.
mm-hmm,
And it's like it's not it's god it's such a complex emotion that's being explored here because it's again it's not directly sad by any means but oh my god I you're right I think I'd need to listen to this a couple times to really sort of get the like exactly how I feel about this, but it's making me nostalgic and it's making me think about death.
That one makes me think of death. It's kind of nice.
In a way that I'm enjoying. The way like a good movie makes you feel, you know what I mean? Like when something makes you feel uncomfortable in a way where you're like, wow, like good for you. Like I'm feeling like like an emotion exploring this right now. Like I love that feeling. The older and weirder and more jaded I get, you know what I mean? I don't like these moments are getting rarer and rarer for me. And if he is some young dude, if I look this up and he's young and he wrote a song like that beautifully written about like looking back on life through a nostalgic lens and not wanting to end, like that's crazy. This band is absurdly good. They are so
mm-hmm.
so underrated. If we even get one more person listening to this band, I'll consider it mission accomplished, because this band deserves to have as many eyes on them as humanly possible.
Well, there you have it, folks. That was our reaction to Teenagers Forever by Durry. What did you think? Leave it all down below. If you aren't already, subscribe to our channel.
If you are a musician yourself and you've been looking at Lander stuff and you've been thinking, hey, I want to try out Lander, well, why don't you try it out at a little bit of a discount? If you click in our description, we have a Lander discount in there for you. And then if you're just feeling super, super generous, we do have a join button down there. You can join. It's only 2 bones. It's 2 little Canadian bones, not too expensive. Helps us keep the lights on. It helps. Everything helps. So thank you so much for watching. That's the most important thing. And I'm going to go cry myself to sleep thinking about mortality.
Mortality. It's like Mortal Kombat, but
I'm really sad.
Where the hell did you even find this shit?